Hi, good evening to you both. Yeah, 2 months before Jennifer Dulos went missing, there was a major change in her divorce case involving Fotis Dulos. And today, jurors heard about how Fotis reacted to that change and what he allegedly said about how it could impact his relationship with Michelle Troconis. On May 25th, 2019, the day after Jennifer Dulos went missing, attorney Michael Meehan got a phone call from her estranged husband, Fotis Dulos.
He stated to me, "Mike, have you heard the news?" I replied, "No." He then stated, "Jennifer is missing." I noticed the tone in his voice to not be down or somber, but to be more excited.
Meehan began working with Fotis and Jennifer 2 years prior as a guardian, representing the kids during their divorce. At that time, Fotis had goals involving his then-girlfriend, Michelle Troconis.
It was his goal to have everyone live in the house together, that being Ms. Dulos, along with the children, along with Ms. Troconis and her daughter as well.
But as time went on, in March of 2019, Fotis was only allowed to see his children under supervision, and Troconis wasn't allowed to be there.
What would Michelle Troconis and her daughter have to do?
Not be present.
Something Meehan says Fotis was worried about.
He was concerned that the continued litigation would have an adverse impact on his relationship with Ms. Troconis.
What did she sound like on the phone?
She was down as well. She was frustrated. She had expressed disappointment and really just a lack of understanding as to why the court had not allowed access between her and the children.
Well, first they asked for our video.
Earlier in the day, jurors heard from Fotis's Farmington neighbor, Garrison Hudkins. He also spoke with Fotis shortly after Jennifer went missing.
He asked me how long we retained our security video and to make sure it didn't get deleted because he needed to prove that he was there on Friday.
Hudkins checked his surveillance cameras, seeing this 5 days after Jennifer went missing, showing the red Toyota Tacoma with a rental car trailing behind. He handed it over to police.
Based upon the fact of what we had learned from the media at that point in time and the visits to North End, I had 2 cars leaving in tandem, which was not consistent with normal vehicle movement patterns.
The defense pointing this out during cross-examination.
But you wouldn't consider Mr. Dulos a friend, would you?
I would not.
In fact, when you talked to the police, you told them that he was condescending towards women.
He was very condescending to my wife.
You found that a little offensive, I take it.
I did.
Outside of court Thursday, Troconis' mom speaking with reporters.
It has been a tragedy for us, and I'm sure it's a tragedy for the Farmer family too. But we want this to end and to my daughter to be okay again and to regain our life.
Now, at the end of the day, there was a development just happening moments ago where the state brought up concerns about Troconis potentially displaying sealed divorce documents on her computer during the course of the trial for the public to see and for everybody else to see as we're live streaming this entire thing. Now, the judge says if that is the case, it would be in violation of a court order and could potentially result in having to hold a contempt hearing. Now, he says that they're going to be bringing this up first thing tomorrow morning without the presence of the jury. We're live here in Stamford tonight. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.